Hey guys, I am here to give you a review of a book that I recently listened to via Audible. I have the physical copy here. Anne Rice's The Witching Hour. I am a uber fan of Anne Rice. Where am I supposed to be looking? All right. I am an uber fan of Anne Rice. I love her. I read The Vampire Lestat when I was in like high school or middle school. I don't remember exactly, but I read it when I was younger, and since then I have gone backwards and forwards in the world of Anne Rice. Okay, she is amazing. I bought this book years ago, and I was never able to physically sit down and read it. It is a more than 1,000 pages, a little more than 1,000 pages. I have two children. I just don't have time to sit down and physically read a book. In comes Audible. Thank you, Audible. Thank you. Thank you. You're amazing. You're amazing. I'm able to listen while I'm driving. I'm able to listen while I'm cooking. I'm able to listen at any time of the day. A little bit of a mishap there. Okay, I am able to read, listen, whatever. I am able to take in this book at any time I have a spare moment. There's nothing more compelling than a book. We all love movies, we love the visual, but you will never get what you get out of a book from a movie. So you people out there who say you don't like to read, you are missing out. You are missing out. And if you cannot visualize as you read a book, maybe you need to go back to kindergarten and learn how to use your imagination. All right, getting back to this book review. This is a great book. It is by, again, Anne Rice. It follows the life, or it comes into the life of Rowan Mayfair. She is an adopted girl who knows nothing of her birth parents or family. She is doing fairly well for herself. She is a doctor, I believe a neurosurgeon. She's rich, she has a boat, and yada, yada, yada. She comes across a man, Michael Curry, who starts her on her journey going back home. Her mother dies, and she has to go back home to bury her mother. As she goes back home, she meets her family, and she meets her family familiar. A ghost, a demon, the devil, whatever you want to call him. She meets Lasher, and he lets her know what she has been destined for the last however many generations to do. She was specially bred for his plans, basically. And it's a great book. It's a great book. In the midst of Rowan and Michael Curry's story, you have the complete, and I mean complete, history of the Mayfair witches, okay? And it goes through the very beginning of their family line all the way down to its current Rowan. Yeah, and when you read this book, when you go into reading this book, keep in mind that she writes. When I read Anne Rice, or let me say this correctly, the first time I read George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones, I immediately thought of Anne Rice. And not necessarily their writing styles, but more so how in depth they write. Details on top of details on top of details. I'm talking what color dresses they were wearing, and the color of eyes and shoes and clothes and surroundings. No one writes about New Orleans. No one can make you visualize New Orleans like Anne Rice. No one can. Okay? So you get the complete history, or somewhat complete history, of the Mayfair witches. Alright, so my favorite part of the book, let's see. My favorite character, Michael Curry, hands down. He is my favorite character. My favorite part of the book would be all of Peter Van Arbel's story. I like Peter Van Arbel. He, I don't know. For people who haven't read this book, you know nothing of the Talamasca, but the whole thing of the Talamasca is for them to be away from the issues, but close enough to document all of the issues. So Peter Van Arble is a part of the Talamasca. For you Queen of the Damned peoples, the Talamasca are the people that follow them around and document what's happening with the vampires. You guys remember Queen of the Damned? Not the movie. Not the movie. Good movie, kind of, sort of. Not good if you've read the book, okay? So, Peter Van Arble is a member of the Talamasca, and he ends up getting wrapped up in the Mayfair Witches story and actually becoming a part of the Mayfair Witches story. So, my favorite part is when he goes back to the towns where they are burning witches, and he is able to give a first-rate account of what is happening to these women as they were burning. So with all of that backstory, my favorite part of the book is Peter Van Arble going back to save Deborah, I believe, and her still dying at the hands of the witch killers. She still dies, but she fucking wrecks shit before she dies. I mean, shit, after she wrecks shit, I didn't even expect her to die. I mean, for real, for real. If the motherfucker's trying to get you... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going off. Sorry. My bad. Great book. Wonderful book. If you are looking for a good book that's going to take you a while to read... A while. Yeah. It's going to take you a while to dissect. This is the book for you. And if you can't physically sit down and read this book, don't let that stop you. Go to Audible. Go to Audible. If you're first signing up, you can get the book for free. That's 50 hours of book for free. And while I'm talking about Audible, let me go ahead and give my Audible review of Anne Rice's The Witching Hour. I believe it is read by Kate Reading, and she does an amazing job. Her voice holds the story hands down. She reads every book in this series, the Mayfair Witch series, and I've read all but one so far, listened to all but one so far, and Kate Reading is the ish. So read the book. Great book. Come on, guys. We got to get back to reading. We got to get back to our roots. I've noticed so many people don't read anymore. When I talk about books, I can't even have a conversation with people because they're like, oh, I don't read. Did they make a movie about this book yet? Oh, well, it ain't that great if they haven't made a movie yet. All right, that's bull, okay? Come on, people. Come on, people. Let's get back to reading. Hashtag read a book. All right, thanks for watching.